Your onboarding process is probably more critical today than ever because a lot of these folks are coming in and they're testing you out early on. In our world today, you may have transient workers, especially when it comes to home services. So you got to get them up to speed and what your culture is about in the beginning.
Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop.
Hi, everybody. It's Chris again, and I want to talk about the fish are going to bite when you fish in the right spot. We don't cast those nets. We got to go out there and be a fly fisherman and really go after great people. So today we're going to talk about attracting, training, and retaining great employees. This week in our episode, we talked a lot about that and talking about how it's so important in our small businesses, in home services especially, that we have to go out there and find ways to attract these great employees. Today's market is much different than the market I grew up in. Oftentimes we sat there as employers making sure that the employee really wanted to be with us and they had to prove their worth and their mettle before we would actually let them come in to our wolf pack. Today's world, we need to tell them why inviting them into our wolf pack is better and selling them on our story. If you're a small business, your story is you get to make an impact in a very small business and help it grow into an incredible business. If you're an established company, you're selling them on the fact that you've got a great structure for them to hit their own personal and professional goals. After you sell them on that, then they try to sell you back on why they would be a good fit. Now, this works especially well for technicians, for customer service representatives. It works well with operations managers. This does not work well with salesmen. Because if you're a salesman and you're out there trying to sell a salesman and the salesman is trying to sell you back, all you're going to do is you're just going to keep going in circles and circles and circles. So we don't want to do that. But what we want to do is we want to make sure we fish where they're fishing is going to make them good. So we fish in spots where fish are actually going to be. So we don't cast a wide net. We have to go out there and find ways to attract these people. We also know that once you find that spot where you can get them, whether it be ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Craigslist, your website, maybe your own employee base. A lot of times what happens with these guys is that you got to go to different places at different times to figure it all out. So you got to do that too. You got to try and keep looking at different options and different activities. With ZipRecruiter, for example, we have 3 different ads we put out there. One is, I don't know who you are, but I know you take great pride in your work. I don't know who you are, but you want to be rewarded for the artist that you are. And it goes on with that. That's the one we call the out there, in air quotes, job description. So to see if we can't pick up some more of those folks as well. So that's a good one. We also have the general one. We don't do a whole lot of you must do this, you must do that anymore. What we do is we try to lay out why this place is so good for them to come and demonstrate their skills. Once you get them in, your onboarding process is probably more critical today than ever because a lot of these folks are coming in and they're testing you out early on. In our world today, you may have transient workers, especially when it comes to home services. So you got to get them up to speed and what your culture is about in the beginning. I talked about this a lot. Everybody who comes through my company has had an hour and a half with me talking about our culture, our 5 principles of our company, and why they've been set up for success. I expect them to be a great representative of our company, but not only of our company, of themselves, because they truly are the face of our company. That's huge. So I bring them in, we do the culture training, and we make sure that they understand that the group that they're joining is really going to help them. Now, before I go on, I want to talk a little more about the Home Service Institute. This is a company I've started. This is a great way for you to help build your culture from the ground floor. And what I'm talking about there is you need to get back with customers and show them that you're the same because you want loyal customers. But to have those loyal customers, you want employees who are going to stay with you and going to stay on your jobs with you because great performing employees are people you want to retain. The Home Service Institute is a great way to do that. Go out and check out the homeserviceinstitute.com, because I think you're going to find that the passion I bring to these podcasts, you're going to see the same passion in those sections that you can bring into your own company to help restore or improve your culture. That's the homeserviceinstitute.com. Now I'm going to keep talking about retention. What's critical with my Wolfpack is we're always doing our training and we're doing it consistently. But in our training, what we do is we show off and demonstrate guys and people who have done great work for us. So we love that part because we get a chance for those guys to kind of show off their artistry and get recognized for it. It is so big for us to have that because as owners, these people are the face of our company, and customer loyalty today is a fickle business. And you don't know if you're losing customers. A lot of times they may just slink away and never come back to have you work on their house anymore. And that's a big problem for us because we don't get to see that as business owners. In my own business, I know that doing the training that I did has improved my retention rate of my employees through what we now call our Home Service Institute, but it also has kept my customers loyal. 40% of my business is repeat business, and that is a great thing to have. And of those great repeat business customers, they know what to expect from our service delivery because our service delivery always comes down to people. So at the end of the day, you need to go fish where those fish are at. You need to attract them with a great story of why to come work for you. Get them onboarded as quickly as you can in your culture so they can get up to speed and go out there and be the people that they want to be. And finally, let's retain those folks because that's how we're going to keep growing in the home services business. And I'm your guy who's going to help get you to the mountaintop of success, and you're going to do it with your people. Make it a great day.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Small Business Safari. Remember, your positive attitude will help you achieve that higher altitude you're looking for in the wild world of small business ownership. And until next time, make it a great day.